Hi all, welcome to BIAS Academy. We'll start with Unit 1, Chapter 3, that is a glance at basic ethical theories. So you should have a minimalistic understanding of ethical theories so that you will be able to write better answers, understand concepts from different dimensions. So we'll not go deep, but we'll go, whatever is required for the examination, we'll deal with those theories. So different theories like deontology, utilitarianism, relative ethics, ethical egoism, intuitionism. So here in this chapter, we'll discuss about relative ethics, ethical egoism, and intuitionism. So what is intuition? Right. Okay. The different when we discussed about the dimensions of ethics, like if you go to a 3D movie, you wear the 3D glasses, you see the different dimension of that image, right? Similarly, there are different dimensions of ethics. Under that dimension, we have discussed normative ethics. So under normative ethics, there are different theories like ethical relativism, ethical egoism, intuitionism, teleology. That is, teleology means consequentialism, or utilitarianism. That is, ethical theories which focuses on consequences. Okay. Next is deontology. That is duty-based ethics. Immanuel Kant spoke about this duty-based ethics, and in virtue ethics. So all these ethical theories fall under normative ethics. So we'll discuss about them one by one. So what is ethical relativism or relative ethics? Whenever you have to understand a concept, or you have to write an answer in your mains, or when you have to express an interview, break the words or break down the question into small chunks. Okay, this is called Cartesian method. Okay, so what is ethical relativism? There are two words, one is ethics and the other is relativism. What is relative? Let us say you are driving a bike or a car at a speed of 100 kilometers per hour, and your friend is driving a car or a bike at 40 kilometers per hour. That means there is a difference between the relative speed. 60 kilometers is the relative difference. So that means you are comparing something. You are taking something as a benchmark to look at a different thing. So ethics here, under ethical relativism or relative ethics, ethics vary from person to person. That means your ethics it is different. Your friend's ethics is different. Your parents' ethics is different, or my ethics is different from you. So ethics varies from person to person, society to society, country to country, region to region, time to time. Classic example: sati was permitted in Hindu society 400 years back, let us say, or 200 years back, but now it is not permitted. In Hinduism, polygamy is not permitted after the Indian independence. Earlier, Hindus were permitted to practice polygamy or multiple marriages, right? So in certain societies, in Islamic societies, polygamy is permitted as per the Sharia law. Similarly, ethics also varies from person to person, country to country. Ethical behavior in Africa might be different, in India might be different, USA might be different. So what ethical or relative ethics is talking about is ethics varies from person to person, society to society, country to country, region to region, time to time. Okay, that means nothing is absolute. So from a solution perspective, can you use this in your ethics, in your case studies or so? No, this ethical theory does not give any solution. Okay. Can you think of some more examples of ethical relativism? Same-sex marriage is legal in USA, but it is not yet legal in India, right? These are the classical examples of relative ethics. Now let us look at ethical some more examples. Slave trade was permitted in European countries in 1800 in West. There are certain movies also you can watch regarding the slavery. But now slavery is not practiced. It is not even present in the society. It is a punishable act. Whereas in India, most of the places it is patriarchal family. The head of the family is father. But in Kerala, if you go to Nambudiri Brahmins, it is a matriarchal society. The mother is the head of the family. It is the same thing is practiced in Nicobar Islands. Another example is capital punishment is banned legally in more than 14 states out of 50 states. What is capital punishment? Hanging. I mean, giving the judgment to hang somebody. So that is banned in 14 states out of 50 states. That means the rest of the states, it is okay. I mean, the judge can issue capital punishment. So that means what we have to understand is there is no nothing right or wrong. Everything is relative, based upon the society, time, place, and people. Okay. Now let us look at ethical egoism. What does this theory say? This says that every person is rational. That means every human being is logical. And everyone has their own interest in everything. Let us say you're preparing for UPSC. So he says, this ethical egoism concept says that you're preparing for your own self-interest. There might be other reasons. You might want to serve society, or you want to do good, you want to contribute. But as per this theory, you are primarily doing or preparing for UPSC because of your self-interest. And this logic applies to every situation. You're working, that means you're working for salary, not for contributing to the company, or you're doing a business only. It means that only for your growth. That is the primary motivation. So this ethical egoism tells that every human being is logical, and then the primary interest is self-interest in everything and in every situation. So as per this theory, self-interest is the primary factor and selflessness is secondary for everyone. So example, this theory says that, ethical egoism says that everyone makes friends for their own interest. Tomorrow you make a new friend, that means that you make a new friend because he is valuable, or he is some because of his own interest, you become friends. So can you use this theory in your case studies? Absolutely not. You just need to understand ethics from different dimensions. So that is why you are studying this. So one is relative ethics, one is ethical egoism. Ego means self. Next is intuitionism. What is intuition? We all have intuition, right? We have that hunch. It is instinctive knowing. You know from within you know what to do, or what is it, or who is he, or how to handle the situation. There is no rationality in this process. There is no logic, but you know from within. So most of the supporters of this intuitionism say that it is not irrational. This decision is not illogical. It is based on millions of calculations that take place in your subconscious mind. So intuitionism is mostly related to your subconscious mind. Talking about subconscious mind, there is a good book by Joseph Murphy. That is The Power of Subconscious Mind. Try to read it. You'll understand yourself in a different perspective. Okay. Intuition is instinctively knowing something through your subconscious mind. So can we use this in your case studies? Absolutely not. But you can understand. You try to understand ethics from different perspectives. Okay. So now let's look at a mains-based question. What do you understand by ethical theory? What are the questions that ethical theories seek to understand, discuss? So in your exam, read the question 2 to 3 times till you get the complete concept of it. What do you understand by ethical theory? Right? So they are asking about your explanation of ethical theory. Okay. What are the questions that ethical theories seek to understand, discuss? So we have discussed that ethical theories try to understand different perspectives of human life, normative ethics, prescriptive ethics, all these things, and then discuss them. And then what is the standard format? Introduction, body, and a conclusion. In the introduction, how will you write? Define ethical theories, write about the conceptual framework, and then come to the body, write all the relevant theories, and you can draw a diagram. I mean, you can radiate, you can draw a flowchart, and try to give 2 to 3 live examples or your own examples, and finally conclude. How will you conclude? Let us look at this. Ethical theories, through multiple interpretations, tends to solve the ethical dilemmas which we face in personal and professional lives. And you can also say ethics acts as a guiding light. So what are you saying? Ethical theories through multiple interpretations. I mean, one theory talks about intuitionism, one theory talks about deontology, one theory talks about relative ethics, one theory talks about ethical egoism, other theory talks about consequentialism, utilitarianism. So, we are saying ethical theory through multiple interpretations. What do? They tend to solve the ethical dilemmas which you have, the crisis of conscience which you have, or confusion which you have. That dilemmas, ethical dilemmas, will be solved through ethical theories, both in personal and professional lives. So that is your conclusion, and then you can also write ethics, and these theories also act as a guiding light in decision making. So whoever has written an answer can mail us to biasacademy@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and let us meet in the coming classes.